Hey there, welcome back to our channel. Today, we're going to dive into the world of chemistry and talk about the classification of elements. Periodic table. A periodic table is a fundamental tool in chemistry, and it's based on the classification of elements. Elements are classified based on their physical and chemical properties, and this helps us to understand how they interact with each other and the world around us. The classification of elements is the arrangement of chemical elements based on their properties and characteristics. The most commonly used classification system is the periodic table of elements, which is organized by atomic number, electron configuration, and chemical properties. The periodic table arranges elements in rows and columns based on their electronic structure and properties. The rows are called periods and the columns are called groups. Elements in the same group have similar chemical properties, while elements in the same period have the same number of electron shells. There are several ways to classify elements, including by electron configuration. Elements are classified based on the number of electrons in their outermost shell, which determines their reactivity and chemical properties. By physical properties. Elements can be classified based on their physical properties such as density, melting and boiling points, and conductivity. By chemical properties. Elements can also be classified based on their chemical properties such as reactivity, acidity, and basicity. By origin. Elements can be classified based on their origin such as whether they are naturally occurring or synthetic. Overall, the classification of elements is a fundamental concept in chemistry and is essential for understanding the behavior and properties of different elements and their compounds. Elements in Group 1. Speaker. Let's start with the first group of elements, which are called alkali metals. These elements are highly reactive, meaning they readily give up their outermost electron. They include lithium, sodium, and potassium, among others. Elements in Group 2. Next, we have the alkaline earth metals. These elements also react readily but are not as strong as the alkali metals. They tend to give up 2 electrons, rather than just 1. Examples include calcium, magnesium, and strontium. Elements in Group 17. Moving on to the halogens. These elements are highly reactive nonmetals that tend to gain 1 electron when they react. They include chlorine, fluorine, and bromine, among others. Elements in Group 18. Finally, we have noble gases, which are non-reactive elements. They have a full outer shell of electrons, which makes them stable and less likely to interact with other elements. Examples include helium, neon, and argon. These groups are just the beginning of the classification of elements. There are many other ways that elements can be classified, such as by their electron configuration or their position on the periodic table. So why is the classification of elements important? Well, it helps scientists to predict how elements will behave in different situations. For example, knowing that sodium is highly reactive means that we can predict how it will react with other elements, and we can use that knowledge to create new compounds and materials. So there you have it, the classification of elements in a nutshell. Whether you're a chemistry student or just someone interested in science, understanding the classification of elements is an essential part of understanding the world around us. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more science videos.